So we've been talking about the primitives and what, your interaction with them as a brew user. Why make your own packages? Why make your own taps? So there are three main reasons I think that are really compelling reasons to make your own packages and taps. The first one is distribution. So first of all, straight up as I mentioned, it's hard to get software into the official homebrew tap. You might have a tool that you think is really cool, and you want to give people a really easy way to install it that they're familiar with, and maybe it's a binary. It's not a good fit for it's not like a good fit for an existing package manager like npm or Python, PyPy. And so making a homebrew tap allows you to leverage people's familiarity with the brew ecosystem to enable them to have a really easy method to install your application. So that's, just it's a good way to tap into the homebrew tooling and the homebrew ecosystem without having to go through that high bar to actually get in the official repositories. But obviously, this is also super useful if you have no interest in being in the official repositories because you're serving a specific audience. For example, you want to distribute internal company tools to members of your company. So it's very common for engineering teams or other facilities within a company to have a tap of software that they use internally, and that means new joiners can just add that tap and start downloading the internal tools that have been built at that company for that company. It's really easy just to ship things around that way. But then stability is also a really huge part. So, one of the things, especially at our highly regulated customers, is they don't just, when they are deciding what software staff can install from the homebrew on their work machines, they're not just saying like, okay, is the software like functionally approved? They often are also doing things like reviewing the code of a particular version. Like, they'll look at the formula and they'll say, yes, we trust that, at this point in time, this formula does something that we think is safe. We will allow our staff to employ it, to install it. But the problem with that is that obviously homebrew formula can change at any time. Someone could update, the maintainer could update the formula, the binary could change, the software could be updated. And so some customers want to, have more guarantees about, which version is being installed, have we checked it, have we verified it, etc. So one cool usage of taps is to mirror existing formula, like real rather than your own software, mirroring software that your staff like that is in homebrew, and making sure that you have the version that you are comfortable with and is within your policies and that's been checked, and it's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to unexpectedly change. Brew actually offers a command line tool for this. I think it's brew extract, which allows you basically clones a formula. So this is a really cool usage of it as well. It's just like forking, I guess, on GitHub. If any of you are GitHub users and you fork a repository, you can think of it as similar to that. It's just like, hey, I want my own copy of that formula at this time. It could even, even just your own workflow, you can use it because one of the things of Brew is it's a rolling updates package manager. So it's not guaranteed that for any given package you can like install a specific version from back in time. Some of them support multiple versions in the past, but basically you have to assume in Brew that what you're installing is always the latest version of the software. So if there's a version of the software that's like particularly key to your workflow, it can be good practice to add it to your own tap and make sure that it's exactly as you want it to be. And then just governance wise, so there's a lot of CI infrastructure around Homebrew. It is a really automated project. All of the packages are built by CI on GitHub from the official taps. You're downloading binary assets that are listed as URLs in those formula. It is just, there are lots of valid reasons to want to know exactly how these packages are being built, that they're being built on certified infrastructure, that they're downloading exactly what you think they're downloading. And to be clear, also Homebrew formula come with SHA-256 sums, so like, the binaries get checked. But there are still good arguments for having full oversight of all of that. So just being able to have a tap where all the packages are being built on your own infrastructure, or at least infrastructure you've configured, can also be very compelling.